Okay, I'm gonna call the meeting to order and read the roll. So Kevin?
Here.
I'm here. Kelsey is not here. Anna?
Here.
Is here. Terry?
Here.
Emily?
Yes.
Stacy?
Here.
Shane is not here. Joanna?
Here.
And then Eva's here. And Eleanor? Is here. So, great. Is there a motion to approve the meeting minutes as submitted?
Yes, I moved to.
Emily moves it. Is there a second?
I'll second.
Stacy seconds. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Great. Thank you. Opposed. Okay. Citizens' comments. Hey, Shane. Shane has entered the room. It's reflected.
Do not have anybody
Do we have
online.
anyone? Okay, so first of all, this is the final meeting for Terry and Kelsey. Here's your
Oh, thank you.
certificate.
Wow,
Much appreciated.
nice.
And Kelsey's not here tonight, but we have a certificate for her.
Thank you.
So, thank you for your service on this. Not to put you on the spot, do you have any parting wisdom for
It's been an experience. That's been good.
Yeah.
Been doing it for a while with the task force and then whatever this board was before it morphed
CRB.
into this, CRB.
Yeah.
So I've learned a lot about how our municipality functions. So, yeah, it's been good.
Thank you. And Eleanor has a wonderful interview on the podcast. If you haven't, has anyone listened to it?
No, not yet.
Yeah, so listen to it. She talks about
Yeah.
the work of this board. So,
And also, there's someone from, I think it was the Resiliency Board, the other junior board member. And it's like 18 minutes, I think, so. Awesome.
so take a few minutes and listen to the podcast. And then we need to approve the annual report. And I emailed it to you all just a few hours ago. Any comments on our annual report?
Oh, okay. I have one. Thank you.
Did you get one?
Only it's this.
Oh, wait, I can hear you.
I did find it funny that, there's things that we actually worked a lot on and there were one bullet point, or it doesn't say we didn't, but anyway.
Do you have one?
I can look on my phone.
Does Kelsey need to be added to the resigned during the year?
She turned off. She turned
Yeah.
off. I see, okay. Thanks.
So this is her, she rolls off after this.
Got
so,
it, yeah, I just wanted to make sure.
And I don't know, I was walking around, Margaret spelled wrong in community mediations.
Yes.
Missed that.
That will get corrected before.
I am a professional proofreader, so if there's a mistake, I will find it. I'll read it in depth.
Okay, great. So if you have typos, then I'm just meeting today, and then I'll submit it, but.
You do need to take a formal vote.
Yeah, I know. Just waiting for everyone to look up like they're done reading it.
The end of a prayer.
Okay. Okay, any other comments? I need a motion to approve this pending any typographical corrections.
I'll make the motion to approve.
Yeah, is there a second?
second.
1 second. All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Great, thank you very much.
Hey, Laura, you'll know. Isn't it Medical Team Rescue South?
No.
No?
Medical rescue team, so.
Oh, but there's a team in there.
Yes.
Okay, on the first line in the back page. A new team was in there somewhere.
I mean, it's shorthanded, it's up to you. It's,
Somebody-
if it's, the formal name, it's Medical Rescue Team South Authority.
One of them corrected me at Residence Academy because team was not on our slide or something. They seemed very touchy
They go by
about it.
MRTA a lot, so I think it should actually be correct. Because people are gonna hear MRTA and they're not gonna know
Yeah.
that that's MRTA.
All right, well, thank you very much, Margaret.
Your turn. Okay, all right. Yeah, so basically, in terms of what's been going on with the commission, maybe one thing to highlight is that we've had pop-ups. I mean, this is a municipality, not just the commission, but just one of like the larger issues of something that's going on regarding the active transportation plan. So when we put together the survey a year or so ago, it came up that people are very, concerned with transportation and walking, biking, pedestrian safety. And so this is where we're partnering with Dormont, and that we're looking into ways in which when you are participating in active transportation, something other than driving, how safe do you feel? How do people get from place to place? And so looking at various options and getting feedback from the community. So yeah, it'll be interesting to see what some of the feedback is from these 3 pop-ups. And I believe there's a consultant we're working with, and there'll ultimately be a presentation to commission with some of these findings. And I believe we get about a $50,000 grant from the county. And then it's really great that we're working in conjunction with Dormont because we have a lot of the similar issues and concerns, and obviously a lot of traffic flow through the 2 communities. So interested in seeing what the results are of that. And then, oh yeah, go ahead, yeah.
So from a school board perspective, it's a hot topic. And there's a lot of conversations around walking, biking, safety, crossing guards, like the whole thing. So we're all waiting for this great plan to come out. We actually just had a huge discussion 2 meetings ago about our policy for biking to school. And many of you may be already aware that biking is allowed middle school and high school, not elementary school. So there was a big back and forth in regard to at what age is it okay to bike to school?
Right, yeah, these are a lot of like very, and they're also very emotional issues because people move to a walking district and how do they want their child to get to school? And, and discussions about should some of our parks be used, for better pathways to get from one point to another, especially when it's a school route. So yeah, a lot of discussions and opportunities. And it's great, yeah, that this is something that's really integrated also with the school district, which is very important, so. Yeah, and then we brought up ICE at the last meeting. And so since I wasn't on commission last year, I guess I didn't realize the extent to which there's been so many discussions about this. And in my opinion, it seems as though the policies are very well fleshed out and have been discussed, but they're not necessarily known and understood by the community at large. So at least in my opinion, it would help to have a resolution, a proclamation from commission, making it very clear, what the policies are, that we're not going to go enter into any agreement to work in conjunction with ICE, et cetera. So yeah, so we'll hopefully have some sort of proclamation or something coming out to make it clear. Because I think a lot of people just have questions. They don't know because we haven't maybe specifically come out with a statement, say the way that Dormont did. But to the extent you also have additional questions, you can always reach out to any commissioner or the municipal manager. But I think when I copied you guys on a sample letter, that's a pretty good representation of the sort of communications that we've had with constituents about ICE concerns, so.
I'm sure there'll be more questions because I was listening to the WESA story actually this morning. There's a municipality, I guess, in Allegheny County that the police office, the head of police signed something that said they were going to work with ICE, which isn't even legal. anyway, if somebody heard that, like I do, listen to WESA in the morning, you know, I was like, oh, I already know that we've been talking about this because I'm on this board, but I can imagine that other residents might have heard that and it might spark even more curiosity about what Mount Lebanon does.
Right, exactly, like to make it very clear that we don't
We
have an
didn't do that.
entered
Yeah,
into any
exactly.
type of agreement
Yeah.
that, you know, would be just there to, you know, like assist in terms of crowd control in
Yeah.
case there ever was like an incident. You know, we don't ask people their immigration status, so, yeah, but I can see like a need for clarification just because this is such a hot topic, understandably, so, yeah, right.
I mean, so for instance, teachers at, my nursery school are, concerned about like, what happens if ice comes, and, part of our practice is, that you call, if that were to happen, you call the police department. And they were like, but how do we know the police department's not? And because I'm on this board, I have like a very sophisticated answer. But those are like, there's probably other organizations, institutions in the community that having a public statement would make a big difference and sort of lowering that anxiety. And it's happening at the county level right now. So as that unfolds, to have Mount Lebanon sort of joining that conversation in a very public way, I think would be important.
That's a good point. Yeah, that's very good feedback, especially because I think ICE may have came up with a specific statement that they do have the right, in their opinion, to go into places of worship. And so then I think that that's caused a lot of concern amongst preschools that take place in, within the house of worship. So, yeah. Okay. Yeah, I'll follow up with them about this. So, yeah. And I think that's it. So.
Questions or comments from Mark? Thank you. Okay, Laura.
I don't have anything.
Okay, Judy. Great. Questions for municipal staff? All right, subcommittees. Police engagement.
Talking with Chief, we've got another coffee with a cop scheduled for April 23rd at Orbis Cafe. Brought to my attention by Shane that is also the first day of the NFL draft. Many police officers may be involved in that, so I just have a follow-up with Chief Hageman just to make sure that will not be a
I just also worry community-wise, like I know their like special weapons and tactics are gonna, SWAT is gonna be part of potentially going into town. And you're gonna have a lot of people, you have a lot of people in the community that are gonna be downtown and miss the opportunity to do it potentially as well. So it sort of benefits the community maybe as much or more. And maybe move it one week or the other. And I can't do it on the 23rd.
And I know like the date that
I'm
was
bought and
offered
paid
by
for.
the chief. Well, like the hotels full, I mean, I think there'll be like the tourists in town too.
It'll be a very busy day, so we'll probably shift it.
And I'm happy to take the lead for that if you want me to, as far as getting it shifted or, are you still on the board then? No, right? So yeah, so I'll,
See this?
Yeah, right.
I'll be glad to stay in
Alright.
communication.
yeah, of course. I'll get a hold of them in the next, update you guys
Okay.
shortly.
And just because we don't have a April meeting, so you'll have to communicate via email to like get some of us to show up and stuff, so, yeah.
And let me know, because I've already started pushing it out, so we're gonna have to go revise the marketing materials.
Okay.
And wait, remind me, like, why isn't there an April meeting?
Passover.
Okay, thank you. All right. So then we'll just meet again in May. Okay,
With 2 new members.
okay.
Kevin, mediations.
Yeah, we had that one, and I'm not sure I didn't think we had a meeting of the minds, but I haven't heard from the person again about who originally brought it up, so I need to reach out back to him. I should have done that last week, so I'll do it this week.
And you ready for things ramping up during the summer?
Yeah. Whatever, do what you can do.
Great. And then DEI has not done anything. So Residence Academy.
We're all set. Tomorrow is graduation. If you could attend just even for the last hour of it, that would be terrific. We're anticipating there'll be 28 people graduating, and we have some of our state representatives there, and our new, thanks to Stacy, who contacted our newly elected representative, Jennifer, will be there tomorrow as well.
Who's gonna be there?
I'm planning.
I'm a maybe, so, great, okay. And then Shane, haven't you like done all the classes?
I've done a lot of them.
We should graduate Shane.
Yeah, we can go, yeah. Shane, was that, you've been at 3 of them, haven't you?
5.
Fine.
Yeah.
Who's counting?
Yeah.
Suck up.
Well, I wanted to like actually, like I wanted to do it last year and I just lost track of when it was starting, so I'm actually glad
The
to.
first year I did, and I was so glad I did like the whole thing. It made it much easier getting it organized the second year.
So 7:45 is when you need us there?
Between 7:37, you're welcome
I'll
to
come
come to the
earlier
whole
just so we can
presentation.
touch base. I'll be there by
The
7:30.
presenter tomorrow from St. Clair I just found her presentation really wonderful. Laura will be presenting briefly, and then we found, thankfully, a representative from Teen Outreach, so we're good.
There's no class, right? They're just, do they have a class first and then
Yes,
graduation?
they
Oh,
do.
that's the
That'll
outreach.
start at
Okay.
6:30. We're hoping that it's done between 7:30 and 7:45, and then graduation.
Okay, community service award.
Stacy?
So Anna, Terry, and I met multiple times, phone, emails, Zoom, evaluated there were 12 people, 21 nomination forms for 12 unique people, so multiples on some of the people. And we kind of narrowed it down and then narrowed it down again, and day to day, we would go back and forth about what we were looking for. Conversation with Laura that shined a lot of light on the ways that we should look at it. So ultimately, am I allowed to say on here?
Yes,
Okay.
once he was told you're.
Okay, yeah, so I talked to him. I was a little worried because he wasn't returning my calls, and then found out he was in Europe. He called I was on my way back from Cleveland on Saturday, and he called and was very honored, humbled, there's people more deserving, and I'm like, nope, you're good. So, it's Ron Block.
Oh, wonderful.
And so his nomination was from a member of the Nature Conservancy, and sounds like he donates like 600 hours a year to that organization. It's just been instrumental in the parks and invasive species and teaching people, and just all around like a really spectacular community asset.
So
So
one of you will need to present the award to them, to give a little speech at the volunteer awards dinner on April 30th.
Okay.
They're coming and they're allowed a +1, and they'll come up and take a picture with the completed plaque and the whoever's there from the CEB.
okay.
We'll take that picture.
Laura, we talked briefly, do you want to mention the idea of like highlighting some of the volunteers in the
Yeah,
Motley Bomago?
when we were struggling, we were thinking like, has it ever, I mean, there were so many great candidates, and not for them to be runners up, but just like, do you ever dive into there to look for, like, there were some that were right there, almost winners, and not to tell them that they almost won, but just not an honorable mention of sorts, but some focus that these are other great people do it, these were other nominations, and explain, just to kind of encourage other people, let people see what's being done out in the community. And
We have it in the context of the award just because we have always just focused on the person, so it's kind of like their celebration, but that's not to say we can't do something. I think it's come up before that there have been others.
We were thinking about either maybe quarterly identifying some of these people and highlighting them in the magazine or on the website somehow, to just encourage other volunteer people to nominate other people as well as volunteer themselves.
just to close, so I did tell him, I told you that email, I told him the date of that dinner.
Karen has already reached out to him.
Okay, I was gonna say, Where is it? I don't even know where.
It is at the second floor training center at the Public Safety Center. You'll all be getting invitations from
Okay.
Karen, so about 6 weeks before.
Okay.
So it's a buffet dinner. It's very nice. It's all the boards and authorities members. There's assigned seating so that you don't sit together because it's a good opportunity to network with other boards. I highly recommend it. And this year we did not do it during school spring break, which was our mistake last year. Because spring is difficult and with the newly aligned meetings, the way we have them, the date we're having it is literally the only day in April where there isn't a board meeting. Because we can't do it Monday nights because the fire department has training. So it's Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, the boards all meet,
You
so.
really have your work cut. I remember one year it was Passover, before your time, like way back, for 20 years ago when I was on something. And people were like, aren't you hungry? Yes. Just can't have that or that or that or that or that. So I appreciate that it's not.
I just add a parting word of wisdom. If you want to serve on a subcommittee, this is a great subcommittee to serve on. It's a short term, not a ton of hours, some hours, but I loved reading all these nominations and just reflecting on people that are doing amazingly cool, good things for our community. And it was in the midst of all the stuff that
It was a feel good.
Yeah, I mean, it was really inspiring. So
You were
I'd encourage you to do it.
Thank you for your work and congratulations to Ron. So, good work. Okay, and MLK Day, I don't think we have anything on that. Any old business or new business?
I was just gonna say, as a school board liaison, I can give a school board update
Yeah, go for it.
from here anyway. So just some few things, because we only do a couple things in school board. Last February 16th, we welcomed a new school board member, Reverend Dr. Laura Strauss, as the newest board member. She's filling the seat previously held by Jake Weiland, who resigned from the board. So she's officially part of our school board. And then some just community things. Lincoln Elementary will be celebrating their 100th anniversary. So there's an event on April 11th from 1 to 4. Tours, artifacts, time capsule, all kinds of fun events for kids. And then the high school has Much Ado About Nothing, March 11th through 14th. Kindergarten registration is open for 26-27. And we are discussing the Great Alumni Award nominations for the Mount Lebanon School District, which is open through April 15th. Our superintendent, engaging with the community, is offering coffees throughout the year. Next one is going to be on April 14th. And the board just approved personnel appointments, including the assistant superintendent for secondary education, so Dr. Davis's role, the principal at Mellon, and the principal at Markham. So that's all official. And that's really it. Next meeting is March 9th, policy and meeting. So.
Questions for you?
Any questions?
Are you able to release the names of the people, the person
Yeah.
that took the?
Yeah. So the assistant superintendent for secondary education is Dr. Natasha Dara. And she actually she taught in the Mount Lebanon School District years and years ago. So she's very familiar with Mount Lebanon. And she knew Dr. Fries, the superintendent, from working at North Allegheny. So they had a relationship too. So, and then principal of Mellon is Gina Mahowski, who was the interim, and principal of Markham is Dan Bridge, who was also the interim.
Okay, anything else? Having completed the agenda, we are adjourned. So.
Oh, wait.
See you guys.
I apologize for running late. My neighbor's